Hi, this is Laurie Sherrod, back for part 2 of our Getting Started with Google Sites. Alright, when we left off, I had just clicked on More and we were looking at some of the options. And the option that we will use the very most is the one Manage Site. So I'm going to click on Manage Site. Now the first thing that shows up when you go into Manage Site is General. You'll see the red General over here. So these are the general options. And the very first option is the option to show your site name at the top of the page. And that was in pink and I really didn't like it very much. So I'm going to uncheck it to make that go away. I can change my category or add additional categories. I can change my description. And here's a big one. When I'm finished with this, I'm going to delete this site. So this is where you go to delete the site. If you make any changes on a page, you should click the Save, and I did make that change to uncheck there, so I'm going to click my Save. And now I'm going to look down at the second option, and the second option is a really very important option. By default, when you create a site at Clemson, we've got a little problem right now. Anybody at Clemson University can find and edit my site. So always we need to click Change here. And the fix for this is a little peculiar. You click on Public on the web and save. Now that actually fixes two problems. It makes it so anyone can see your site, and it takes away the permission of Clemson users to edit your site. Now they can only view your site. If you wanted to have collaborators, to have other people contribute, you could add their username at g.clemson.edu down here, and then they could work with you on your site. And finally, the last one of these I wanted to take a look at right now is themes, colors, and fonts. And there are quite a few choices. First of all, on entire page, let me go up one. You can change your base theme. If you decide you don't like the lavender panel, you can come up here and click on lavender panel, and maybe I decided I wanted Madison instead. That's going to be a very large difference. You'll see I no longer have any pink, and I've got kind of a yellowish orange background instead of the lavender. So you can change it as many times as you like, and it changes your whole site. There is another option in the upper right hand corner, Browse More Themes, where you can look at literally thousands or at least hundreds of themes that other people have contributed. So you might want to take a look there. You can find some interesting ones. And now if you come down here on the entire site, you can additionally change the background, the text, and lots of other options out there. And if you scroll down, there may actually be some additional options down here. Now, one thing I like to take a look at is the font. Now, by default, if you are just editing your page, you get like 6 different font choices, but if you come here, you get more than 100 font choices. So I'm going to just change this one. One I kind of like is Coming Soon. And like I said, there's so many out here, it's sometimes hard to find one. Oops. Let me try that again. See if I can find Coming Soon. Here we go. There it is. Now you can see a big difference in the font. So again, you can customize every single part of your site from here. If you do make changes, you can save it. If you don't like the changes, you can go back. So I'm going to click Save. I'm going to make my changes. Additionally, if you have turned off your sitemap and you've added a new page and you don't really know how to get to it, you can come over here to Pages and get to any page in your site. You can see your recent site activity. That's especially useful if you're collaborating, if you want to see what happened to something. You can see deleted items. You have all kinds of things you can do from here. But I'm going to go ahead and go back to my site now and see what the changes look like. Again, I no longer have that at the top. Now, one thing I do want, it seems to me that I don't have much delineation up here, so I am going to edit this page. Again, I'll click the pencil. And I think I'd like a nice line right above my name. So I'm going to go up here above my name, and I'm going to do Insert Horizontal Line. Notice on this theme, the horizontal line is kind of gold colored. On the last theme, it would have been a different color. It would have been probably pink or purple. I'm going to do insert horizontal line. Now if I do save, I see those lines on there, and I kind of like the way that looks. Okay, now at this point I am not seeing my new page that I made over here in my navigation. So to edit the navigation again, you'll go to More, Edit Site Layout, come over here, hover over it. When you've got the gray, click on it, do Add Page. I'm going to add my PowerPoint. And if I wanted my PowerPoint to appear above my Google links, I could move it up or I could move it down. If I didn't want my sitemap, I could uncheck there. If I wanted to add a URL, maybe I would like to add a link to the Clemson homepage or my ePortfolio artifacts, I could do that with the Add URL. I'm going to put Clemson and let the URL be www.clemson.edu. And again, you could paste in a long URL for your artifacts if you wanted. Now I'm going to do the close in the upper right hand corner. Now I've got the two new items. I've got the Google links that I had before. I've got PowerPoint and I've got Clemson. So let's just test the PowerPoint because that's the important one. And there it is. All right, this concludes the Introduction to Google Sites class. So we do offer advanced Google Sites classes as well. If you're interested in looking at our classes that we offer, instructor-led classes for Clemson users, remember that you should go to www.clemson.edu/CLEREG. And you'll see all the classes after you log in. All right, one more page I'd like to show you, tinyurl.com/Laurie Training. Laurie Training. And on this page you're going to see all of my training materials, Google Sites materials, Google Sites examples, and everything else. And finally, if you have made a site and you want to make a tiny URL, all you have to do is go to your home page and copy the URL and go to tinyurl.com, paste in that long address at the top, and then invent a shortcut. I used Laurie Training. Of course, you're not going to be able to use something very, very common because someone would probably already have used it. So, sometimes you have to try a couple times to find something that has never been used at tinyurl. All right, so this concludes our training. Thank you for joining us today.